What's up mga kuya? Welcome back to the channel. So ito na nga po tayo. This is the Kludge RK100 and this is my review on it. I actually have very little to criticize about this very nice mechanical keyboard. But before I get into that, let's start off with the price of this. So this costs 2,500 pesos or around $50 US, and what you're getting at that price is a basically full-size mechanical keyboard that's a compact, if you will, full-size mechanical keyboard. This also comes in two color options, the black one that I have and then a white one, which is, of course, that's very nice. Get one depending on the theme of your setup. And yes, we do have RGB lighting here, which is the best part. But moving on to the two things that I don't like about this keyboard. Yeah, I think there's only two things that I don't like about this. So first off is the layout. And yes, while it's really compact for a full-size mechanical keyboard, I mean, just to show you guys, here is my previous keyboard, which is the RK100 Lite. So this is a TKL keyboard. The RK100 is just a bit wider and actually the same height as the RK100 Lite, so that's insane. And really the only thing that I'll miss from the RK100 Lite is the volume with which I've dearly missed. Like, I love this thing. But as I was saying with the layout of the RK100, again, this is a compact full-size mechanical keyboard, meaning that compared to the gaps that you usually get with a regular layout keyboard, so you have these gaps here on the arrow keys, the keys over here, and then the function keys. It will take some time to get used to it, especially if you're coming from a regular layout keyboard. And for me, the main problem with this layout on the RK100 are the function keys and then the delete key, which I usually press here. If I'm editing something on Adobe Premiere, I have to actually go all the way up here to press delete. Obviously, I can just assign shortcuts on Adobe Premiere, but that's what I was missing. And the other thing is with Alt F4. So when I'm closing the program or I'm going to shut down my PC, I always press, usually even recently, I've been using this for about a week now, and I still sometimes, most of the time, press Alt F5 here on the RK100, since I'm used to the F4 key being way over here, which in this case with the RK100 is where the F5 key is. It's like muscle memory on my part. I just press Alt F5 most of the time. Obviously, that's one of the sacrifices that you're gonna have to face if you're going to be using this keyboard. Again, a compact full-size mechanical keyboard. And then the other thing is the placement of the USB Type-C port and then the two Type-A pass-throughs. So it's on the far right here on the keyboard, which I'm really used to being in the middle, or in this case with the RK100 Lite is at the middle left part of the keyboard. And that's kind of annoying for me, as sometimes when I'm charging this, the cable of my mouse tends to like entangle with the cable here on the keyboard. I mean, raise of hands in the comments if you think that the charging port and USB pass-throughs on the RK100 should be on the left side. But mainly those are the two things that I don't like about the RK100. Obviously the first one, regarding the layout, that's something that you'll get used to eventually. That's something that I won't get used to anytime soon. But yeah, moving on. So onto the physical aspects of the RK100. So just to show you guys here, so this is just 14.5 inches long and about 4.5 or 4.75 inches tall. And just for comparison, the Logitech G413 is a full-size mechanical keyboard, is about 17.5 inches long and about 5 inches tall. As you saw earlier, RGB lighting, and if I didn't mention this already, this is actually also a wireless mechanical keyboard, so you have a choice of either Bluetooth or using. So yeah, the 2.4 GHz dongle is actually connected to my PC right now. So you have two choices for wireless connections, so that's a plus for me. I always use 2.4 GHz connection because it's much more reliable and stable, and really no noticeable latency when typing or gaming. So this also has a 3750 mAh battery inside, and for me, battery life was quite surprising at first because I didn't turn off the keyboard even once. Again, I'm using this in the 2.4 GHz connection, and it just lasts up to 3 days. So after that, I've been turning off the keyboard before I go to sleep, and it's been lasting me for quite a while now. So if you want this to last you for, I guess, about a week, then turn off the keyboard if you're not using it. You have 4 rubber feet, 2 kickstands, and just below the keyboard are 5 LED indicators for your numpad, caps lock, Bluetooth indicator, 2.4 GHz indicator, and then the battery level indicator. So this would be red when it's charging and then turn back to white when it's fully charged. And then probably the best thing about this keyboard is that the mechanical switches are hot swappable, which is awesome, plus the fact that the socket here is actually a universal socket for pretty much any type of mechanical switch in the market. So compared to the Raklamang Lite, which only supports Otemo mechanical switches, this has a universal socket, so that's very nice. And as you can see, what I bought is the red switch variant of the RK100, also available in a brown and blue switch variant. And what I think Royal Kludge is using here is actually kind of their in-house or custom red mechanical switches, as these actually feel really different compared to the Otemo switches. So the RK red switches feel more crispier compared to the Otemo red switches. Take note that I've recently replaced the Otemo switches here on the Raklamang Lite, so they feel fairly brand new. But compared to the RK100 here with the Otemo red switches, when you're bottoming out, you'll notice that in the middle of pressing the key, there's actually a mushy feel which you don't get here on the RK red switches on the RK100, which is just satisfying here. And while obviously the RK red switches aren't the best red mechanical switches in the market, I'm quite happy with this. It's just very nice. And of course, if you want to customize this to however you want, then you're free to do that. I'm still not into keyboard modding, so lubing, the one where people are putting tape over the PCB, so I can't really say much about modding the RK100. So of course you can replace the keycaps, obviously, mechanical switches, and for me right now, that's the only thing that matters when buying a mechanical keyboard, of course, including the fact that this has 2.4 GHz connection. That's such a major win for me. Not a fan of using Bluetooth. But yeah, I guess that's gonna do it for my review on the Royal Kludge RK100. If I missed something, let me know in the comments. And as always, the easiest way to support the channel is by leaving a like. Consider subscribing if you like my content, and turn on notifications for all so you'll be updated on my latest videos. As always, stay safe mga kuya. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Now I'm serving a Tesla. Going back, shawty with me, I stepped up. GTA for the ops and on Leicester. Shawty born to be my angel, yeah, I'm blessed up. Cooking right up in the stew.